I want to tell you all a story about a woman named Diane. And I certainly hope there's nobody here named Diane today, because I can't change the lady's name in the story. And you'll see why here in just a few minutes. Diane, she owned two homes. She owned a home in Florida. She owned a home in Michigan. Home in Florida, beautiful home, right on the water, maybe worth $700,000 to $800,000, and it was free and clear. Very nice. Home in Michigan, very nice home in an affluent area, but unfortunately, it was not free and clear. In fact, as they say in the mortgage industry, it was upside down. It was underwater, big time. The home was maybe worth $800,000, but the mortgage was $1.4 million. $600,000 upside down. Ouch. Now, Diane probably could have afforded to keep the Michigan home. Probably could have. But it must get old every month writing out your mortgage payment on a home that is so far underwater. Uber upside down. In any event, she got to thinking, this home, I got to get rid of it. Why am I paying on this thing every month? This thing's an albatross. How do I get rid of it? So maybe the bank will allow a short sale. But Diane was no dummy. She knew that for the bank to allow a short sale, they're going to want to see that she was in the midst of a financial hardship. And she got to think, I have too many assets for them to think I'm in the midst of a hardship. Now, if this was a movie, this is where that sinister sounding music would begin, because in 2010, going into 2011, Diane knowingly engaged in a scheme to defraud the lender, ING Direct, Orange, I think they were the one, everything was orange. They've been bought out since, but at the time it was ING Direct. She was going to defraud them of $600,000 via the short sale. And she began hiding assets, concealing assets. One example being she deeded that Florida home to her husband's daughter. 5 months later, when the short sale had gone through, everything had closed, that same property was deeded back to her for all of $10. A home that was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. A very deceitful and devious move. Diane's underhanded moves, though, her actions did not go unnoticed. And ultimately, she was caught, charged, and convicted of bank fraud. Yes, she had lied to the bank, made false statements. She had transferred property. She had failed to disclose available cash that she had, all in an effort to dupe the bank, to fool the bank into thinking that she was having a financial hardship. All of that, though, is not the bombshell. Here's the bombshell. That Diane is Diane Hathaway. Maybe some of you saw her name in the news, saw her name in the paper. Diane Hathaway was a Supreme Court justice in the state of Michigan when all this was happening. She sat on the bench on the highest court in the state of Michigan while she was conniving and scheming in this act of fraud. Needless to say, she was removed from the bench. Actually, she resigned from the bench. She went to jail. She went to prison for a little over a year for her crimes. And the point is this: if a Supreme Court justice of a state level, a very much respected position, if somebody in that position can commit mortgage fraud, can get ensnared by it, can get taken in by that, who is immune? Who is immune to that? And that's what we're going to talk about today, is this snare of mortgage fraud.